Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
All right.
Okay. Are you ready?
Sure.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah. Hello everybody, my name is Jerry, and I got back to this area because it's time to check out the new content of the Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition. Let's go!
Notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay then. There's a lot more added into this game than I thought. I mean, last episode ended up finding a couple... I guess I honestly don't know if the first part was added or not, but if you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. But like going back into the elevator, I don't know if you could do that in the original game or not. Alrighty.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further, which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, what?
You see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
That's definitely going to be the thumbnail. The Stanley Parable 2. The Taste of Sequel.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
I mean, yeah.
What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
I mean, honestly, it does. It kind of does. Because the first one, or the first part, is pretty good. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old busty. New hotness. Borg. Wow, it just keeps continuing. They're back. 2 doors. Logo ideas. Oh. This is cool.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
New features. Ooh. Like a jump button? Oh, wow. That will be the thumbnail right there.
Try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player? Ooh. Hear your name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really
Road
want?
to the perfect button.
Of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
All right.
Here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Are we recording? I just wanted to make sure.
Sleeping and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Yes, I am Jim.
Jim.
Wow, it said my name.
You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Funny. Alrighty, what else is there?
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
You heard Jim. Funny. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Infinite hole. It won't end. Free achievement. Ooh. Collectibles. Man, there is a lot. Free achievement. It just works.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to the... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Okay, then.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
There's a collectible? Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them?
Ah,
Whoa.
collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching the number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, there's 5 more. Collect them all.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
This is cool.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right, infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video game. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top and we can continue onward.
Is it really infinite?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
Why? You said it was infinite.
Sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
You said it's infinite, so you shouldn't have to worry.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
Meeting at 2 p.m.
Put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole
New mug.
mostly infinite.
Ew.
If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Mostly infinite hole. Funny. What else is there? The jump circle. Yes.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
No jumps remaining. Player tears. I mean, I guess. I don't even know if I said that right. Ooh, merch. That's cool. What's this about a bucket?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, can I put the bucket back? No? Okay. So, where do I go from here?
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Button that says the name of the player. Yeah, I've seen all this now. So, where do I go? Exit. where? Decorations, epilogue, collections, and all exit. Okay, if I'm there and the exit is oh, exit. Oh, okay.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Whoa. That looks like a cool poster. That's awesome. No screenshots, huh?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
All right.
Okay. Are you ready?
Sure.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's potential.
There's a collectible there. How do I get that?
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different.
Oh, there's more There's the collect. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this.
All right.
Version 2.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, okay. What? The Stanley Parable 2? Just look at that. This is reformatted. I mean, it looks about the same. Okay then.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
This is the same, isn't it? So what's different?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The sequel is not... Okay, so it is... Okay, there's the bucket. Be my Valentine.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay. Is there new content? No. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh. Oof. He isn't saying anything.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
This is interesting. I mean, this was like one thing, but...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Ooh!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Alrighty. This is definitely different. So is the main story still the same?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Can go up.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay, this is the same. That was weird.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley dropped the bucket in
Fired.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Wait, so you can get fired in this place? Okay, that's interesting.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the...
Whoops.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms, not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room, but at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Okay. That was different.
I can't wait
Okay, so
to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Interesting.
Stanley clutched
Let's go this way.
to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
Yes.
this better than... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
What? Ooh, another collectible. This is interesting.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini stands.
What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Wait, where do I go from? Oh, there's a vent. And I fell. Okay then. Where am I now? This just does not end. This is not what I expected at all. VHS tapes. That's interesting. What did I just do?
Okay, this is day number 295, tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer
Is this Stanley?
I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. and the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so...
Why is this taking a lot of
What do I
creepy
do with this
turns?
treasure, I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
I think this person's going insane.
This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
No. No, no, no. No. That was creepy. That was very creepy. Why do these games do that?
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
What if I don't take the bucket?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
There's gotta be more.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
This way, new. I mean, I know this part
But
was
Stanley
in the
didn't want to
game
go back to the
also.
office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Yeah, it's still a sequel.
from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
No, this is
clearly-
from the sequel, or
Oh dear, will
this
you
is
hold
from
on
the
for a minute,
first
please?
one. Should have grabbed the bucket.
Now,
Let's see if this was
see, we went
different.
down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Is there a collectible or...
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just
Fire.
back to, who am I kidding?
104
It's all
was
rubbish
fire?
now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Still the sequel.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Oh, the
Perhaps
bucket's
he had
gone
simply
now.
missed a memo.
Fascinating. Maybe I should have grabbed the bucket.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
Now, this is the same. That won't restart everything, would it? I hope not. Okay, that's good.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Interesting. Here's the bucket.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Now, I'm gonna go down that way again, except with the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I guess let's go, bucket.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place.
What the...
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes.
What?
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say
I wonder if I
goodbye
could
to
have
the
gone
bucket,
that way.
and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join
It's not letting me throw it.
Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give
I can't.
what they want. Hurry and crush.
Oh my. What the?
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such
Spellbinding stories about you, all of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Alrighty. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying. I don't know how many more episodes I might do. I know there is a couple areas I do want to take the bucket to see how different they end up. But anyway, for now, leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Goodbye!